hello. Hello, hello, hello. How we doing? Hey there, Cube, Sticky Dog, Razory. Hi there, hi there. So yeah, the tier 3 emote has successfully been replaced. So now we got one that's more consistent with the general art style, but the same sort of thing.
Select your hero.
Hey Basu. And when Twitch give us another slot in April, I can add another one. It's all good, man.
No dying on my watch.
Wait.
Attack commences in 30
Wait.
seconds.
Did they fix this? Blizzard, why? Oh, interesting. I can't stick my face in the camera anymore.
5, 4, 3,
Why?
1. Attack commencing.
I'm not entirely convinced by that, Sticky Dog, since it says retribution. And usually the promos will have the new event name on. So unless there's sort of a intentional leak of the dates and not the event, it seems a bit weird. Because we know they're doing a new event, they've said so. So, I don't know. And April 16th to May 6th would be a week later than last year, for no apparent reason. Maybe it has something to do with Easter. When is Easter this year? (19th of April, 22nd of April this year is Easter. Good Friday's on the 19th, Easter Monday's on the 22nd. Alright.
Get in here! I'm at fighting condition.
Oh, there we go. So on someone else specific tests. Yeah. May is my backup. It's about Baptiste.
Well, it could be worse. Do you want a bandage for that? Do you want a bandage for that? Do you want a bandage for that? Do you want a bandage for that?
Well, whatever the dates of archives, are less than a month away.
Payload moving. You're fully healed.
We'll see. If Blizzard want to tell us, they'll tell us, and then we'll know for sure.
Well, it could be worse.
Let's get this thing. My ultimate is ready.
EMP activated.
Everything! Things coming up explodey.
Pass into the iris.
Bum, bum, bum.
Cease your resistance.
No one can hide from my sight. I'm out of here.
Oh no! Ah, could have put my immortality field down there.
The battle continues.
Guess it wasn't my time.
His ultimate is a bit situational, I found, from playing him over the last few days. Haven't quite figured out exactly when to use it yet.
That could have gone better.
Payload en route.
Heroes never die for a price.
My turn. Come on.
Oh,
Regen burst activated. Light them up.
people just tend to run away. And it's completely wasted. Wow. Where are they?
Beacon.
What? There's the Roadhog. That's all I seem to see. The rest of his team doesn't seem to appear.
My sight.
All hiding, no.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Ooh. Oh, there's the Pharaoh over there.
Come on.
That's no team missing every shot. Oof.
Behind you. Let's get you back in the fight.
Good job, team. Let's keep it going.
Pass into the iris.
Oh, that was too late. Ow. The immortality field seems to be good only for a short time if the enemy team are on the ball. They're as good at quick saves, but that's about it.
Not my time.
Unless that you put it in a shielded location, I suppose.
Heroes never die.
And then you got a shield, so it's less necessary. Ow.
Can't be attitude positive, look.
EMP activated.
No one can hide from
Fully healed. Light them up. We're on the move.
Yeah. I put it on the payload and it's moving with the payload.
Come on.
You can consider that.
Regen burst activated.
That's neat. Okay.
Pass into
Definitely
the
make use of that. Ow.
This is not the time.
Pick yourself up. Dust yourself up.
Heroes never die for a price.
Go away, Lucio.
Regen up. Got you good as new.
Okay. I did okay there. 3 to 1 KD.
Play of the game.
Not that bad.
Double, triple kill.
Nice. MVP.
Arriving at Watchpoint Gibraltar.
Baptiste.
No dying on my watch.
Baptiste. 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 Baptiste.
Prepare your defenses. Select
Oh, someone knocking at the door.
No
Perfect.
dying on my watch.
That was a delivery I was anticipating. I got a text today saying it wasn't delivered, but there was no little no delivered card. So I was a bit confused. And now I have it.
attackers.
So I guess that text was delayed from yesterday when they did fail to deliver it. Since I wasn't here. Hey there, Nickrick. You got a new headset. What you got?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
What's that Void Pro RGB wireless? Wireless one. Yeah, I had a wireless headset for a long time, specifically for wireless, and found it pretty useful.
Double.
You can't be
Really
attitude
comfy.
positive.
Oh, that's good.
Do you want a bandage for that? Do you want a bandage? Do you want a bandage for? Do you want a bandage for that?
You want a bandage or a bullet? There's the question, right?
How about a little extra?
Boing. Why do you get more XP in quick play instead of comp? For several reasons. One being you can't get consecutive match bonus in competitive play, which is a big amount of XP in the long run. 360 XP in a group per match. That definitely adds up. It may not sound like much, but considering that a match will generally get you between 2,000 and 3,000 XP, that's like 10 to 20% extra experience per match, which definitely helps. Not only that, but competitive games have more stopping and starting to them, so you're waiting around longer, which means you're not getting XP while you're selecting hero and waiting for the round to start and all that kind of stuff. And because they tend to last longer, competitive games, you're getting those end of match bonuses less frequently. Although with competitive play, the amount of XP you get per second is actually higher than in quick play, but it results in a lower XP per hour because of all the mentioned things. So in my testing, competitive generally gets between 16,000 and 17,000 XP per hour, given ideal circumstances. That's with no queue time whatsoever. And that's fairly universal across however long the matches are. Competitive is the only game mode in my investigations I found where longer matches are actually slightly better for XP. Every other game mode, shorter matches are better, and by quite a significant margin. Competitive is fairly even across the board, so it really doesn't matter how long your matches are. You tend to get about the same XP per hour regardless, and you cannot increase it beyond a certain point, which is about 17,000 XP. Every other game mode you can increase quite significantly the shorter the matches are. And then those figures are not taking into account queuing times. If you've got any queue time whatsoever, that XP per hour starts going down immediately and can reach fairly low values if you've got quite long queue times. So that's why quick play is better overall, because much shorter queue times, if any at all, consecutive match bonus, you go from one match into another, so much faster turnaround in terms of gaining XP. And the shorter the match, the better. So it's just overall better. Did you see my XP video on the subject? Is that why you're asking, or have you not seen it yet?
My turn.
Oh damn.
This is not the end.
Yes, it wasn't my time. I appreciate it. Fully healed.
Behind you.
I'm at fighting today.
I find that levels in quick play can take anywhere between
Heroes never die.
about 75 minutes to 100 minutes, depending on various factors. So 2 hours. In 2 hours, you can get up to. Let's see. If you did super efficient leveling for those 2 hours, it's possible to get 2 levels, but only if you do lots of short matches. You're probably more likely to get about a level and a half in a 2 hour period. Maybe a level and a third. Hi there, D times 0 and Pafow.
Eyes on the bad guys.
Got you good as new.
Yeah.
60 seconds remaining. Stick up for mine.
continues. Get them off me.
Whew. It's not my time.
Number 10.
30 seconds remaining.
Our time is running out. Everyone get on your feet.
There they are.
Ow.
10 seconds.
Meteor strike. Uncanny attitude positive. Do you want a bandage for that? Do you want a bandage for that? Do you want a bandage for that? Do you want a bandage for that?
Do you now? Oh wait, that's the wrong place entirely. Oh yeah.
Get in there, Bob.
We win, we win.
Victory.
Enemy detected.
I didn't seem to do much in that match according to my stats there.
Play of the game.
Smoke them out of there.
I haven't quite worked out where Baptiste fits in to the whole roster team comp situation. Generally, you'll get more XP for a hero you're good at and can get consistent gold medals on. There's no specific hero that's sort of outright better than any other. It all depends on how good you are at the various heroes. Sure, healers tend to get gold medals more than other classes, I suppose, because healing is a much more niche stat, and the only one that is so. Every other stat can be obtained by almost anybody in terms of gold medals, but healing is generally one that's easier to get if you are a healer class. Although objective time is pretty easy to get in my experience, so a hero that can both heal and get a lot of objective time is probably a good one to use. Or if you're good at a certain DPS, getting a lot of kills, getting gold medal and limbs consistently, that's also good. So it's really up to you and your various heroes and how good you are at them and that kind of thing.
Now entering King's Row. Prepare to attack.
And took quite a few clicks. Ooh! Oh, I leveled up.
Level up.
Yeah, well, I have no loot box orders at the moment. I have 50 loot boxes right now. Although 41 of those are vanilla loot boxes. There's only 9 are Baptiste item loot boxes.
No dying on my watch.
Still remember your old house. Kinda miss that old sofa.
It was a shame.
I don't think the captions got it quite right there.
So we're delivering a bomb to scrap some bots, and I'm getting paid for it. My kind of job.
Yes, you're very quite tough. Always having bad luck. You think you're going crazy. Look up, there's a new life waiting. Your head's buried in the sand. You beamed out the
5, 4, 3.
So yeah, once I've got 100 loot boxes, that'll probably be the point where I can safely receive all the Baptiste items. So a 100 loot box purchase is all I need, one would think, to get everything. Ow. It could be worse.
Heads up.
Taking the high ground.
Ow. Damn. Is Baptiste more of a backline healer or a frontline healer or
Someone's
midline?
looking out for me.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't need to buy loot boxes. No way.
Somebody get me some healing.
Where am I supposed to be as Baptiste? What am I supposed to be doing? What my primary focus supposed to be? Am I supposed to be focusing on healing mostly and then a bit of combat? Should I be, you know, focusing on the support side much more? Any frontline healer? Baptiste, Brigitte maybe? Brigitte's quite frontline because of her shield and her range.
Much better.
She's got a very short effective range, which means she needs to be in the front line. Otherwise she can't really do anything. No, you don't want Mercy in the front line, she just gets murdered instantly that way, because people are always trying to kill her.
Fully healed.
Although she can't be backline because she needs to be, you know, at least moderately close to heal people. Maybe it's a focus more on healing and then see how that goes. I saw someone the other day get like 13,000 healing with Baptiste, so he can be a significant healer. I'm not sure exactly how they did that. Maybe through use of his ultimate and then heal through it. Get a lot of healing done very quickly. Balancing attack and healing though is going to be the difficult part, I think.
Regen burst activated. Get in here. Much better.
Ah. Left my team.
C'est tant qu'on voit au monde qu'à veiller sur moi.
I wouldn't say his heals are very similar to Anna. The only similarity is the fact that he's got healing grenades. That's it. Because the healing grenades are essentially his only ability, apart from his, you know, local, basically healing aura splash thing, which is basically a healing grenade centered around himself.
Not over yet.
Yeah, the jump is really good.
30 seconds remaining.
You're fully healed.
And get a bit more range. Visibility.
Regen up. Get in here.
10 seconds
I'm on the objective.
His attack seems fairly weak in my experience. It's not super good. You can kill people with it, but unless your aim is super good, it's not that great.
Enemies here. Nerf this.
Immortality field down. Watch yourself. Regen burst activated. Good job, team.
And people need to get used to hugging the immortality field. Because if they don't, they die. If circumstances demand it.
Let them out.
Come here, get stabilized.
Regen up. You all look like you needed some healing.
There we go. Won that battle.
Get in here.
Ah. Well, I got gold healing, but there aren't any other healers, so that's default.
Not yet.
Got the payload and I'm moving out.
Fully healed.
What's Mercy doing? Trying to be a DPS. She wasn't healing a Brigitte, so a Brigitte died it. Oh, there we go. No. Brigitte.
On essaie ça encore.
Close enough, right? Close enough.
30 seconds remaining.
Time is money, friend.
Attack! Oh,
Regen burst activated. You're fully
want some healing?
10 seconds.
You have to get on that payload.
Let them out.
Supposed to be in the immortality field. Ow.
Play of the game.
Yes.
Now entering King's Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
No dying on my watch.
Up the tempo. Let's not waste time. I have tickets to a show tonight.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
A moment to enjoy some peace and quiet. Probably just a moment. Teleporter online.
have opened the door.
Papa Jeff. Can I get on Mondata's head? I don't think so. I think it's just a little bit too high.
I could use some assistance.
Fully healed. You hear that? Get in here. Get inside.
Yeah. Kill the Tracer.
Get in the immortality field. Regen burst activated.
Where? Maybe I should treat Baptiste more like a mercy and just focus more on the healing. Although I say that and I'm a battle mercy usually. I just love shooting people up as mercy. It's great fun. The gun does do a lot.
Get inside.
Ow.
Maintain that positive attitude.
Objective lost. Stop the payload.
You all look like you needed some healing.
Excuse me, please. Coming through. Yeah. That was too late. That Tracer is just being very annoying.
Regen burst activated.
Come bloody hit her. Ah, there we go.
Let them up.
That was in the wrong place. Ugh.
Well, it could be worse.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Hello.
His healing done doesn't seem to be huge. It doesn't seem to be much at all.
You're fully healed.
Ow.
My ultimate is ready.
gonna say you sound cool. Got you good at you. Get in here.
Nerf this! All systems checked out.
Oh,
You gonna say you sound cool. Get in here.
you walked outside of my inventory field again.
Vide mal suyo. Light them up. Get in here. Get inside. How about a little extra?
How about it? Heal?
Get in here.
Ow.
Uncanny attitude for this.
Wait, you need to time out.
Blizzard have said multiple times that there will be a new event this year for archives. Anyone saying otherwise is speculating. There's an apparent leak of the start and end dates, which has retribution on it. People are assuming because of that there's no new event, but Blizzard have told us there will be, and they're not going to do that unless they are releasing a new event.
Play of the game.
Nerf this!
Quadruple kill.
Because, as you may know, Blizzard are very careful about what they're going to tell us. About what's going to happen in the future. And they very, very, very rarely tell us something that's going to happen that doesn't. And they've told us multiple times that there's going to be a new archives event, so...
Welcome to Hollywood.
I assume there will be,
Prepare to attack.
unless Blizzard specifically state otherwise.
Our world is worth fighting for.
I see that bug still exists.
Time to act.
Attack commences in 30 seconds.
So many targets, so little time.
Do you want a bandage for that?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attack commencing. Capture objective.
And there's no official statements from Blizzard as of yet about these leaks or what they could potentially mean. Oh no!
Everyone is counting on me.
Oh. Well, yeah, it is coming back. It's, and there will be a new, you know, mission. So we'll get Uprising again, we'll get Retribution again, but we'll also get a third new mission. Right? Okay. Immortality field is kind of annoying. In a 1v1 situation, you can just throw it down and essentially have 250 more HP.
Let them up.
Temporary, of course, but still, it's kind of annoying. Ooh! Did that work? I don't think so, no. Damn.
I have to get back in the fight.
I've only got 6 hours on him so far. I was away all day yesterday, so I couldn't really play much of him. Immortality field goes down very quickly. Even if more than one person is shooting at it, it will just evaporate very, very fast. So 250 health isn't too much. Most heroes can take it out very quickly by themselves. If you've got more than one person shooting at it, it's just gone.
Teleporter online.
That's a new hero thing, not a problem. As time goes on, I've already noticed it. More and more people are just shooting it as soon as they see it. So it's one of those things where people just have to learn how the hero works, and then it's going to be a lot less of a problem, right? But it really depends on what skill rank you're at as well.
Objective A captured. Escort the payload.
The payload is on the way.
No one can hide from my sight.
Teleporter online.
Oh, man. No, it's frozen.
Reality bends.
Oh.
I have to get back in the fight.
Good job, team. Let's keep it going. Check this out. Get inside.
Teleporter online. We move swiftly.
Pide mal suyo! We're on the move.
That last shot completely missed.
Got your back. All better. Enemy contact. Let's break it. Good job, team. Let's keep it going.
Oh, keep it up, keep it up. Why would an Omnic need a hairdresser? There's a question for you. Yeah, the guy in the car is Halfred Glitchbot.
No one can
He's
hide
an
from
Omnic.
my sight.
He's a director.
Payload is on the way.
He's the director of all the movies that you see the posters for in the movie theatre that you start in. No. Aw.
Light them up. Oh, let's break it. Damn.
Maybe Talon wants to kidnap him so he can make a pro Talon propaganda movie or something. I don't know. What?
I'm moving the payload.
Wait for me. 动住，不许走。
60 seconds remaining.
All better.
Oh yeah.
Nap time.
No, not nap time. Shut up.
Pide mal suyo.
Heal it.
Let them up.
Do something.
Ah, jeez. Too much damage.
10 seconds.
This fight is not over yet.
Oh no. Gold objective time.
Play of the game.
Fire in the hole.
Double, triple kill.
Gave up on shooting me. don't focus too much on the details early on. Early on, you should be trying to figure out whether it's for you or not. But it is important to have a schedule. Make sure you set yourself a proper schedule and stick to it. And make sure that schedule is somewhere people can find it. In your panels is fine. Have a schedule, stick to the schedule, make sure people know where to find the schedule. Make sure you're having fun, that's the most important part.
Our world is worth fighting for.
Because enjoying the experience is the main thing you need to make sure. Because if you're gonna be doing it long term, you need to be enjoying yourself.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Imagine the worst possible.
So if Sombra and Doomfist are in the latest Archives event mission, that means it's somewhat recent in terms of the timeline. So it's a fairly modern one, but if Baptiste is also in it, that means it's less recent. So it's sort of middle in terms of its... Because Doomfist recently escaped, right? Doomfist recently escaped, Orisa was recently created. So it's probably in the last 6 months. So if Baptiste quit Talon, it must have been fairly recently. Do we know how long ago the event that he quit was? That's another question you have to figure out for yourself. Do you want to be streaming one game or do you want to be a variety streamer? There are various websites out there that are catered towards variety streamers, letting you know which games are the best for streaming based on their audience to streamer ratio, you know? How many people are streaming the game versus how many people are watching the game. And these sites will tell you exactly which ones are the best to stream based on those algorithms and ratios. But in terms of me, I stream full-time hours, but I also have a part-time job as well. So I'm fairly busy. There's also several Twitter accounts that will tweet out every day what the best games to stream are, so get to seek those out if you're interested in variety streaming. Generally, the only people that do very, very well streaming one particular game are the people that excel at that game.
Let them out.
Yeah, of course. I'm not saying only ever stream the games that they recommend, but it's important if you want to succeed with it to give yourself the best chance. And the games that they recommend give you that best chance. Whether you then decide to stream one of those games is then up to you, of course. And you should only ever stream games that you're going to enjoy. Not ones you won't, because that's not going to be a good experience for you or your audience. So it's everything within moderation and with careful consideration as well. But there are tools that can help you along that road. So it's important not to ignore those and to use those whenever appropriate.
起来吧。
Hello there.
Hey, no.
Do something.
Bob, do something. Oh yeah.
Nerf this. 升起来吧。Now show them.
In the end, it's all about building a community because it's Twitch, right? Twitch is all about interactivity. So focus on building that community. You have to decide what kind of community you want to build as well. Usually people will end up building communities by default that are similar to their own personality, right? So if you're quite aggressive and fairly toxic and you know that kind of person, then that's the kind of community you naturally attract. On the other hand, if you're a very laid-back, relaxed kind of person who's very open-minded and likes to talk about interesting subjects, and that's the kind of community you'd build instead, you know? So it's up to you in the end. Some people portray themselves very naturally, very honestly, and very genuinely online, and some people project characters, either an exaggerated version of themselves or someone completely different, right? And there's no correct method in the end for building your community or how you behave online. As long as that's all within the Twitch guidelines, then however you want to conduct yourself on your stream is up to you. But in the end, the way you behave on your Twitch stream is the kind of community you're going to attract. So you have to bear that in mind. Because people tend to enjoy someone's content who they at least partially identify with. Because if you've got nothing in common with someone, you're less likely to like them and, you know, identify with them and enjoy their content. Ow. There are really good examples of both, you know, genuine, real people as streamers and character streamers. People who project a certain personality onto their Twitch streams.
10 seconds remaining.
And streamers that do a bit of in between, you know, they just exaggerate their own personality, make it more attractive in one way or another. for me, I struggle to be anyone but myself, so there's no point trying. With my Twitch streams, I'm just myself as I am normally, because it's too much effort for me to do it any other way.
My turret!
Any attempt to do so would look very forced and wouldn't feel genuine. Thank you for the follow, Crazy Eskimo 13. Welcome to the grove.
Time to raise my EPS.
But generally, you should do whatever you feel comes natural to you. Don't feel like you're forced into doing anything in particular. Do what you're comfortable with and what you'll enjoy long term. Because in the end, it's how you're spending your time, right? And it's best to spend your time enjoying what you're doing, especially when it's something you've chosen to do yourself. So don't feel like you have to take anyone's advice if you don't like the sound of it. Just do whatever you feel is the best for you. And if you feel like it's not working, then you know, you can reevaluate things and try and figure out ways of making it work that works for you.
10 seconds.
If you streamed a variety of first-person shooter games, then you know that's it's a sort of half and half, right? Some variety streamers will only stick to mainly one genre, but they'll play a wide range of games in that genre, and that's perfectly fine. And no matter what game you play, there's always ways of making it interactive with your community. Even if they're single-player games, you can still find ways of doing it. There are some games that are very difficult to do in terms of interactivity, but you can still find ways of doing it. Online multiplayer games are very easy. You just let people join you if that's something you want to do.
You thought I was out of this line of business, n'est-ce pas?
There we go. Just remember that it's your stream, you're in charge. Let anyone else dictate what you need to do. You have the final say in everything. But don't be afraid to, you know, ask for help when you need it. If you're finding you're struggling with something, seek out that advice, and then you can either run with that advice and implement it, or find other advice. But bear in mind, always consider who it's coming from as well. So if you're getting advice from a very successful streamer, the advice might not necessarily apply to you. It depends how long they've been streaming. Some big streamers, a lot of big streamers these days have been streaming for a long time. Over 5 years usually. So their advice on how they grew, on how they got big, is often out of date. It doesn't necessarily work anymore. If there's a big streamer that's gotten big very quickly in the last year or two, their advice may be more relevant to your situation.
Imagine the worst possible.
Smaller streamers like myself take their advice with a grain of salt because they're not big. So if you want to get bigger than they are, you need to find people who are already where you want to be in a fairly similar situation to where you are, having got from where you are to where they are now, you know.
5, 4, 3, 2.
I really don't care. Could be Duke. It doesn't affect me. Goats is one of those things that only affects the top like 0.1% of players, and I'm not there. So whether it exists or not is completely irrelevant to me. If you're a fan of Overwatch League and Baptiste gets implemented there, I guess you'll find out whether it's still alive or dead. But I guess we'll find out then.
I need a healing.
Uncanny attitude positive là.
Grandmaster is fairly small in terms of its player base.
I need a healing. I need a healing.
Top 500 is very small, naturally, because it's only 500 people per region.
Regen burst activated.
In terms of your question, Crazy Eskimo, my PC cost around £2,000 at the end of 2016. And I bought a fairly high spec one. I tried to get the best. Not the like top of the range stuff, because that would have been an absurd amount of money, but high range stuff, high range CPU, high range graphics card, high range SSD, high range RAM, all that kind of stuff, you know, decent motherboard. I just spent a good amount of money on all the important components, and that came to about £2,000. You probably would be able to get away with slightly less these days if you want something good for Overwatch, but the better you buy, the more future-proofing you're doing. So it really depends on your budget. But there are ways around it if you want to stream high-quality games without high-quality hardware. There are some cloud gaming services that are very good these days. Google themselves is coming out with one soon this year that's going to be extremely good. So you don't necessarily need a high-end machine to stream high-end games anymore. This cloud gaming is definitely evolving and becoming not terrible. So might be worth investigating that if you've got decent internet.
Not my time.
The payload has reached the checkpoint. This is
I'm
not
in
your
fighting
time.
condition.
Oh. Oh no, even I did.
Get in here.
Oops.
Let them out.
That was the wrong ability. My immortality field died in.
Uncanny attitude positive là. Do you want a bandage for that? Do you want a bandage? Do you want a meteor strike for that?
Oh, meteor.
Well, it could be worse. All better.
Die, Hanzo.
I thought you needed a hand. Let them up.
Oh. Look at that. So many enemies to shoot.
Regen up.
Yes, Blizzard does exist in the Overwatch universe. However, Overwatch does not exist in the Overwatch universe in terms of a game made by Blizzard. So, there's no Overwatch Inception style thing.
Not my time.
Because Blizzard World exists as a map in the game. So, yeah, of course Blizzard exists.
C'est tant qu'on voit un monde qui a veillé sur moi.
Yeah, there is WoW and StarCraft and Hearthstone and Heroes of the Storm.
Play of the game.
Yarp. And Diablo. Just no Overwatch.
Double.
I don't know if that would be the best idea, because in the end, the only people really familiar with the Blizzard campus are the people that work there and the people that visited in the past, and that's not a huge amount of people.
Level up.
And that's that being said, no one's been to Horizon Lunar Colony because it's fictional. So it could work. Or Numbani. Or Junkertown. Avocados are useful and better than apples.
My leftover bits that I just discovered. But thank you for the amazing advice.
Advise. Thank you for the 52 biddies. Yeah, don't be afraid of asking any questions you want. Happy to help where I can.
Turret.
Or at least attempt to help. Mr. Gould 7, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Grove. Should I invite some people for group bonus? I think so. Oh, it's 3 out of 4. Let's cancel that one. Hey there, Chucky. Do you want to join too? They haven't leveled since November. Well, so they leveled 1 level in the Bastet challenge, but apart from that, they haven't leveled at all since Ash came out. Unless they have in the last week or so, and I haven't noticed. No. Still 8440. Not much, Jockey, since I was away yesterday. I couldn't play for most of the day. So I've only got 6 or 7 hours on him right now. But it will progress. And I will continue getting time on him until he's all done. All done. Oh, dear me. Oh. Hey there, Zappo.
Now traveling to Busan. Prepare for battle.
Ugh.
Select your hero.
Well, that means I got a full group. So I'll open up the queue. Oh, dear me.
No dying on my watch.
I'm not one for standing around.
So here's an interesting observation. This is supposed to be the year 2078, okay? And yet they're still using mouse and keyboard for some reason. Not only that, but the keyboards seem to have far fewer buttons than you know, standard keyboards. So what's going on there? Why do the mice seem to have trackballs on them?
The objective is now active.
And traditional headphones that seem to be wireless. That's fair enough. Standard PC units. There's a PC. In the future, things will not look like that at all. I mean, we're beginning to see the start of neural computing, by which I mean computing that directly interacts with one's brain, rather than indirectly through, you know, human action, as it were. So, neural computing will completely overtake and supersede traditional computing these days, because it will just be plain better. Instead of having to push a button to tell a computer you want to input a character, you'll just think what you want the computer to do and it'll just do it, right? Direct neural interaction with computers. Much faster, much more accurate, and much more convenient. And that has all the just so many advantages over traditional computing. There's no reason you wouldn't use it all the time. Now, like Sword Art Online, yeah, similar to that. But it won't be like a headset or something. It will just be implants that directly interact with your brain. So it's unlikely there would be any external evidence of someone who's augmented, unless it's mandated by law, which is possible, right? It's plausible to think that if augmentations did exist, that greatly increased your mental capacity to both interact with your environment and to work stuff out in your head. It would be important to know who those people are. There are arguments against that, of course. You could get back to the situation that America had a long time ago with segregation. So you end up segregating the two types of people away from each other to avoid unwanted interaction. But hopefully we've learnt from our mistakes in the past and don't repeat them. But still, Elon Musk, known for Tesla and SpaceX, is working on neural interfaces technology with a company known as Neuralink, and I think he's going to make an announcement this year in terms of maybe a first prototype of an actual working model, which would be neat. Because he basically wants to bridge the gap between mobile phones and our brains, basically, making it seamless, rather than having to interact with our phones with our fingers, you know, and other parts of our body. Instead, just interact directly with that technology without having to resort to physical touch. So imagine having all the power of your phone just in your head, available to use whenever you want. That would be very useful. Think of all the stuff you do on your phone. Not just, you know, games and social media, but things like calculations, alarms, calendar, you know, internet search. All these useful things you've got on your phone that you could put in your head instead. I mean, there would be limitations, right? If you used one of those instead of a phone, you don't have a camera in your pocket. But maybe, with enough research and development, you wouldn't need a camera either. You just use your eyes. Your eyes are already kind of cameras, right? You're already absorbing light, converting it into an image of sorts. So you could, through the neural link, take photos or videos with your eyes. That'd be neat. They'd have a lot of security on them, of course. You wouldn't want to be able to hack those things. And even if you could, the only time, who would be interested in hacking you? Unless you're a high-ranking official in some company or government, and then you would definitely be taking extra steps to ensure that hacking can't happen. And besides, it would be difficult to hack something like that because it's very easy to put biological-based security in there. It would be easy to figure out whether the commands came from the person who has the device in the head or someone else. And there could be a very high amounts of restrictions on outside interactivity. So I think it would be fairly easy to ensure that it's almost completely hack-proof. But I don't know enough about the technology. But presumably if they're making this thing, they're bearing that kind of stuff in mind and making sure that those dangers, those risks are minimized as much as possible.
Maintain that positive attitude. Hey!
After all, a lot of this technology depicted in TV and movies is not built with security in mind, because in the end, if it was, it would be boring. So they make these things with flaws, so then the bad guys can exploit those flaws and create a story out of it, right? You need some kind of conflict in these stories to make them interesting. And if the technology was flawless and couldn't be hacked, there would be no story there.
I found it.
Sure, will they be 100% hack proof? Of course not. But if you make them hard enough to hack, where only the most dedicated people do it, then the only people hacked would be the most important people in a company or in a government, you know? And then they'll have extra security layered on top of the usual security anyway. So, yeah, it's not, I don't think it's a major concern myself. How many times has your own phone been hacked?
C'est tant qu'on voit un monde qui a veillé sur moi.
Not many times, I'd imagine. Or if at all. I haven't even got a healing medal. How was the meeting yesterday? It was productive. The Dr. Simmons is going to see if he can book me in for an inpatient sleep study that would take place over 2 nights in-house, and then a third night at home. That will be a few months until they can fit me in though. So it looks like we're going ahead with a proper sleep study, just to see if we can figure out if there's clearly something wrong or not. Hey, there's always at least one ability that I don't use enough. I don't think I use my ult either. I'm still trying to figure out how to play the hero. I really don't know how I'm supposed to play him. No, I can't vote you, Zap, because you're on my friends list. Oh, what's this one? What about this one?
Get inside. You want me?
Just a lot of shooting people, and that's it. Alright. Ooh, that's tonight. Yeah, of course, Manhunt. Let me invite you. We'll cancel the search so you can get in. Anyone else want to jump in? I've got a spot left. Okay.
Now arriving at Elix.
For those that are interested,
Prepare for battle.
tonight I will be on a podcast called True Talk. TRU Talk. That'll be on the True Gaming Twitch channel, I believe. That will be at 9 PM EST, 1 AM GMT.
No dying on my watch.
I am ready to go.
It's a sort of general gaming podcast where I talk about various gaming related subjects. And I'll be the guest on there this week. I'll tweet about it later.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
So it's Vancouver versus Excelsior tonight, is it? Titans versus Excelsior.
You're fully healed.
Ooh, headshot. I should check that down whenever, should I? I don't know.
Attack the objective.
Touch from afar.
Everything in its place.
Hello.
Ow! There can be only one team without any losses.
That could have gone better.
You have my thanks.
Since ties are not a thing, they don't allow them to be a thing. You play until you win. That is the rules. Ow. That's all to play for, eh? Both teams are fighting to preserve their win streak. And fight very hard they will. It'll be a good match. Ow. Should have used my my little bot.
Wanna say yourself? All better. Now.
Oh. Fight! Fight. Fight, 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 fight. Winky face.
Well, it could be worse.
Well.
Regen burst activated.
My will made real.
I am taking the objective.
I think I need to look into how to play this guy because I really don't know what I'm supposed to be focusing on.
Support me.
Wanna say yourself? You're fully healed.
Okay, well I can watch that at some point. Gotta educate myself on what I'm supposed to be doing.
Regen burst.
His immortality field has a really long cooldown, so I'm thinking I need to save that until it's needed, and then I don't end up using it at all. Or I'll use it to save myself, and then it gets destroyed immediately. And I'm just like, that's a bit useless.
That could have gone better.
Best round. 1. Score 1-0.
Time to kill.
Nice.
Do you want a bandage for that?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's go.
Capture the objective.
Thanks.
Oh, yeah!
I am fighting. Regen burst activated.
No, no.
Whew. Not my time.
No matter.
I am taking the objective. All is going according
Ooh, we got the point. Some heroes are very easy to understand what they're supposed to be doing, right?
Fully healed.
Get a hero like Soldier, and it's fairly obvious that you're supposed to be shooting people. Oh, I suppose McCree is even more obvious, right? You're supposed to be shooting people. That's it. With someone like Mercy, her kit is very healing centric. Yeah, you're supposed to be healing people. He has a pistol, sure, which you can use if you want. Primary fire by default is healing, so you know you're supposed to be healing as Mercy. With Baptiste, his primary fire is damage. His secondary fire is healing. Is that Blizzard telling us that he's primarily supposed to be shooting people and secondarily supposed to be healing? I don't know. Battle Mercy is best Mercy. She's the most fun, I think, when you're battling. Shoot people in the face. Run up to someone. They expected to kill you, but you kill them instead, and then they're surprised. Good times. But what am I supposed to be doing as Baptiste? I don't know.
It's not over yet.
Two left click. 3 shots to 2 heals. Yeah, that makes sense. Ah, no! But keeping track of that is a bit too much, I think, for me. I don't pay that much attention.
Do you want a bandage for that?
Dipstick!
Do you want a bandage for that? Do you want a bandage for that? Do you want a bandage for that?
I am claiming the objective. Support me.
No. Suppose you can use the immortality field to get rid of minefields. Ow! Just keep running into mines while they're in the field.
Oh, let's break it! C'est tant qu'on voit un monde qui a veillé sur moi.
What?
I am on fire!
Oh, man. Ooh, we got the... We got it? We got it? Have we got it? Have we got it?
Let them up!
Have we got it? Have we got it? Have we got it? We've got it! I did less healing than the Roadhog.
Play of the game.
I'm 0 damage. His ult is rather difficult to use properly as well. It's a very small window. I'm waiting for a good opportunity to use it and then the match ends.
Right.
Ugh.
I'm going to own all these noobs.
Definitely more work needed to figure him out.
Traveling to Horizon Luna. Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
Do it however you feel like doing it, Wakes, but the way I'd recommend if you're building a rainbow is to do it from bottom to the top. That way it's easier to do successfully, because if you do a bit too much time on the hero you're working on, they end up at the top anyway, which is where they need to be.
No dying on my watch.
And I'll pick off the moon is not so special. There are more robots than humans.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Ready for combat operations.
You messed up on your rainbow. It's easy enough to fix though.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Paré pour commencer.
I did, Max, yeah. People are using that as evidence that, oh, we're not getting a new event this year, but Blizzard have said on multiple occasions that we are, so...
Much better.
I think they're just using that as a, hey, Retribution's coming back, these are the dates. But so is Uprising. And we get a new mode as well that they're not ready to leak yet, I guess. I did invite you though. Yeah, exactly. They're not going to tell us multiple times that we're getting a new event and then just not give it to us. I mean, sure, they've made a mistake in the past where Jeff said they were going to reveal a new social feature in like August, and then that didn't happen, but he was very apologetic for that and set a much more a conservative goal for the actual reveal, so should be fine. I don't feel they will jump on the Battle Royale bandwagon. I feel like it's only got a limited amount of life left in it, and any development that's put towards any kind of mode like that would be wasted by the time it's actually ready to release. Blizzard don't just throw something together and put it out. They have to put a lot of time and effort into everything they make to ensure it's all Blizzard quality. Yeah, and it wouldn't work with Overwatch Heroes, that's right.
It's not over yet.
Who's got the hot hand?
Hello.
Qui Jean-Yves?
Hello.
Minecraft Overwatch collab. Well, people have already made Overwatch mods for Minecraft. So I was too slow on that. Stuff like that does exist already. Oh, Bob didn't last very long, did he?
Need healing.
Even robot to Overwatch, most likely, yeah.
I need healing.
Wow, 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 wow.
Regen burst activated.
I need a doctor.
I'm at fighting condition.
Blizzard have said themselves that Overwatch doesn't fit within the Battle Royale genre. And I think it would be a waste of their time to do it.
On essaye ça encore.
When did the 1 year sub badge change? The other day. Twitch recently released the ability to do a 9-month sub badge. So the 12-month gold badge moved to the 9-month badge. The new 9-month badge. And then the 12-month slot was taken by the diamond badge that was previously unavailable due to the fact that there were only 4 slots available.
Uncanny attitude positive now.
So now you can get all the way from bronze to diamond in my stream, like you can in Overwatch.
Experience tranquility.
Yeah, you got the 3-month one. No, it's 1, 3, 6, 9, 12. There's no 2. 2 would just be the normal default brown one. 1, 3, 6, 9, 12.
On essaye ça encore.
Something I can see when I'm looking at them is that the diamond border, the diamond badge and the silver badge aren't a huge amount different at a glance. The 12-month badge is very similar to the silver one. Should it be the other way around? Should it be a blue tree and a grey background? To differentiate itself a bit better? Or does it look fine the way it is?
On essaye ça encore.
Should be infinite subscriber badges. How would you create infinite subscriber badges though?
I need a doctor.
You're fully hit.
30 seconds remaining.
Lock down and we win.
Looking good.
Experience tranquility.
Hey!
Victory.
Victory!
Play of the game.
Maybe a darker blue. Or darker grey. Or maybe a little more decoration around the edge. And little spikes on in the corners. I don't know.
Traveling to the horizon. Prepare to attack. Select your hero.
Yeah, I could change the gold, the silver tree bit to the gold tree bit, I suppose. If that makes sense. And see how that looks. The good thing about sub badges is there's no approval process. I can just change them whenever I want.
No dying on my watch.
So if I open up this one
Imagine
and
the
this
worst
one,
possible outcome. Now, avoid that.
and then zoom in here and zoom in there,
Commences in 30 seconds.
I'll then want to transplant the gold part, this,
Five, four, three, two, one.
to the other side.
Capture objective A.
I will shake order.
Platinum 5 stars, nice.
I'm on the objective. Coming?
Hey,
Let it be.
how about a little extra?
What? What? No. Oh.
It's not my time.
My turret!
We must take a quick look.
That could have gone better.
The orto captions, yeah. Orto. Apparently that's water, okay.
That could have gone better.
Could have gone better.
Reality bends to my will.
Fully healed.
I'm not sure exactly why. I had the diamond Diamond one as blue and silver when it should be blue and gold. I'm not sure why. But I'll change that and re-upload, and that should be better
No one can hide from my sight.
than before.
Someone's looking out for me.
Attack now or we are defeated.
You just got made cute spray, nice. That means you froze quite a few of them, eh? Ow.
Play of the game.
No one can hide from my sight.
Okay. If I then copy that on here and do that. Create a new layer first and then paste it. Ooh. Yeah, I think that looks a lot better. I'm gonna say it was diamond 2, so just in case.
Prepare for battle.
I need to change it at all. So what do we think of this? I'll put it in general. And I need to go wee anyway. I need to go take a short break because I need to go wee. If you have a look in general chat in the Discord, that's the alternate variation of the gold sub badge. So let me know what you think. I'm going to be right back. Okay, I've changed that. So if you've got Max, can you talk again to see if it's automatically on there? See if it looks any good. I might make the blue bluer if it's not blue enough. Is that different, or is that the same? Do I need to refresh the window? Joint scare. Beep boop. Do I need to increase my level? No, I don't.
I try to get by something that I'm not into. My mind is paralyzed.
So look.
Don't care, I just might pack my bags and take off tonight.
It's different after I refresh the page.
Don't need the pressure from ya. No need just need some fresh air to breathe.
It's difficult to see the difference in the smallest size though. It looks like. I don't know. What do we think? Do you think that's alright?
I don't need a lot. I'm good with change in my pocket. My way ain't perfect. It's fine, so that seems worth it, right?
It's up to it's already changed, Max. If you refresh, it should appear as the changed version.
Just need some fresh air to breathe. Feels like a movie. Everybody's watching. All eyes on me. Easy to see if I'm winning or losing. All eyes on me.
Bam, 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 bam. I think it's changed on my iPad actually. No, it hasn't. I can't actually see it. Got lights in my face. Maybe switch the colours. Or maybe make the gold more, not maybe make the blue more blue.
Everybody's watching. All eyes on me. Easy to see if I'm winning or losing. Don't need the pressure from ya.
Traveling to Dorado.
No need to put that on me.
Prepare your defenses.
I don't know
Select your hero.
what's a good way of doing it. Zoom right into it, into both. You can see the
Our world is worth fighting for.
You hear that?
Stay out of the water.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
I don't know what to do. Maybe I do want to make.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
The platinum one that I'm using right now is white with gold, and that seems to work okay because the two colors contrast each other enough. But I think because the blue is quite a light blue, it's hard to see it. I don't know. I'll have a play with it later. See if I can figure out a way of making it work.
Get in here.
What was that field for? There's no one here. Maybe I should make the little circle bits different to the main tree bit. The main tree part. Make them different colours. Maybe that's a way of distinguishing between the two. Or maybe change the design entirely. Don't know. Ow.
I have to get back.
Meteor strike. Let them up. Not your good at me.
Yeah. Have to play with it.
Teleporter online.
Maybe I should change my ideas of the progression of the sub badges because it doesn't have to follow the borders in game. It's just one thing that I felt would be suitable.
Get in the immortality field.
Maybe I could try and simplify the design a bit so it's a little easier to work out what's going on with the design. I don't know. I'm gonna think about it. Try to figure it out.
This fight is not over yet.
I have located the enemy. I cast this forth.
Oh.
Reality bends to my will.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh yeah, right in the face.
Dein Teufel ist da. Teleporter online. Kill the Mogul. Helden sterben nicht.
Oh. Kill him. Aw.
60 seconds.
Let them up.
Everyone is counting on me.
Area denied.
The sub badges at the smallest size are 18 pixels by 18 pixels, which means there isn't a huge amount of detail you can display in that kind of size, which means it's difficult to do the kind of detail I want in the sub badges. So I might have to figure out a way of making a more simplistic version of what there is right now.
That could have gone
Especially in the later tiers. Maybe I could separate the tree from the circle and just have the tree with the two little circles, and then color the tree and the circles differently from each other instead. Maybe that will be easier to make out. I could try that, see if that's better.
Do something! 动住，不许走！ Sorry about that.
Oh no! Oh, it's okay.
Teleporter online. I have opened the door. My will made real.
Greetings.
Amazing!
30 seconds remaining.
Hiya! Amazing.
Helden sterben nicht.
Hmm.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah. Oh. Oh. I like trains. Yeah, I've seen that person before.
Now entering King's Row.
You're gonna go and study? Okay.
Select your hero.
No dying on my watch.
Just like in training. Visualize, then execute.
Attack commences in 30 seconds.
Hello.
Attack commencing. Capture objective A.
Spotted them.
Where? Ah, jeez. I think I confused the Bastion a bit there, though. Now, why aren't you dying? Stop not dying, ah.
It's not over yet.
I need healing.
Teleporter online. I have opened the door.
Hello.
Good evenings. How's Baptiste treating me? Let's try to figure him out.
Nice shot.
Haven't got the hang of him yet.
Regen burst activated.
Oh no. Oh no. I keep trying to heal the enemy with my healing grenades. That's not gonna work.
Much better.
I mean, so far not a huge amount since I was away yesterday. 6. Only 6.
You tried your best.
Cease your resistance.
Fire Helden sterben nicht.
Ow.
C'est tant qu'on voit un monde qui a veillé sur moi.
Yes. Man. Worn out today. Don't worry about it, Micus.
You're fully hit.
Good to have you here.
You all look like you needed some healing.
That was a healing grenade at the enemy. That's not gonna work. Ow.
Do you want a bandage for that? Do you want a bandage for that? Do you want a bandage for that? Do you want a bandage for that?
Ooh. You can't take that health pack. You're already on full health.
60 seconds.
Do you want a bandage? Do you want a bandage? Do you want a bandage for that? Do you want a bandage for that?
Focus our attack on the objective.
Cease your resistance.
Hold on, Baddies.
Yeah, get away, get away, get away, get away, get away. Aw.
30 seconds remaining.
We're out of time. Let's get this done.
Whew. It's not my time. Do you want a bandage for that? Do you want a bandage for? Do you want a bandage for that? Do you want a bandage for that?
Oh, I lost my group. Where did Wicks go?
Do you want a bandage for? Do you want a bandage for that?
Ah. Yeah, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing.
Helden sterben nicht.
What am I supposed to be doing?
Play of the game.
Oh well. Who? You want a bandage with it?
Welcome to Junkertown.
Welcome to Junkertown.
My turret.
Oh, no. Oh, thank you for the follow, Johanna. Excuse me. Welcome to the Grove. Playing some Baptiste today. How's it going?
that? Do you want a bandage? Do you want a bandage for? Do you want a bandage for that? Do you want a bandage for that?
I can't wait to get started.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Sit around knowing there's someone out there.
Pew.
Qui j'en ai?
All right.
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Enemies here. Stop the pain.
All better.
No, no.
Regen up.
Heal up. It is. How about dying?
Get in here.
That went down quick. They just shot it immediately. Yeah.
Do you want a bandage for that?
Apparently I haven't got gold healing. Probably because I'm healed enough, eh?
Do you want a bandage for that? Do you want a do you want a bandage for that? 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 Do you want a bandage for that?
Save him with that. Oh, nice. That did it.
Immortality bubbles down.
It's a bubble. Doesn't look much like a bubble.
How about a little extra? Get in here.
That's getting shot. Okay.
Watch yourself.
It does draw a bit of fire though when I use it. That's interesting, really. It's like a mini tank. You throw it down, they shoot it. So they're not shooting something else.
Maintain that
They're
positive
shooting that.
attitude.
Ooh.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
Get in here.
Well, I tried. I tried to get him to live a bit longer, and I think I did. It's just, you know, not long enough.
Not over yet.
Cease your resistance.
Rip. They're all dying.
Let them up. Get in here.
Now I'm immortal and double damage.
Do something!
Bob's gonna shoot me now. I know. What? Yeah, there was far too many of them there.
Honestly, it sounds cool.
Okay.
damn it.
How about a little extra here? Get in here.
Ah, too late.
How about a little extra here?
Ah! Okay, that didn't work, did it? We both just immortality fielded it ourselves and got nowhere. So. Ow. Can Baptiste self-heal with his gun? He cannot. His only self-heal is his burst heal that he does in the area around him, like that. And that's got a 15-second cooldown, and it's a heal over time. It doesn't do any immediate healing, it just heals over time for its duration. So you can't use it to save yourself in like a clutch situation, but it's good for use if you're sort of getting triple damage or just after a fight. Dude, you're supposed to blow it behind. Don't let him block you.
You all look like you needed some hit.
Cease your resistance.
Make them push a bit further forward than they would have otherwise. Take that down. Owie.
Well, it could be worse.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Gale de Mahol. Get in there, Bob.
You're fully healed.
Reload. He's gonna shoot that now, isn't he? Yep, he shot that. No, Bob. Aww.
Someone's looking out for me. Do you want a bandage for that?
Okay then.
Tactical visor activated.
I got 3 gold medals.
Not over yet.
My turret!
Thanks for the follow, Nwinel. Thank you. Welcome to the growth.
Maintain that positive attitude. Do you want a bandage
Positive
for that? Do you want a bandage for that?
attitude.
Do you want a bandage for that? Do you want a bandage for that?
Rocket barrage incoming.
30 seconds.
No.
Everyone heal up.
Cease your resistance.
Play of the game.
Easy. I guess it would be beneficial to remind me to do something every now and then, you know? So he did 7,000 healing on his team. And I did what? Half that. I don't get it.
Level up.
Welcome to Jungle. Prepare to attack. Select your hero.
Oh man. I think I'm gonna call it early today, folks. I've got that podcast at 1 a.m. in the morning, so I'm gonna have to be properly rested for that. So I don't fall asleep during that, and I'm pretty sleepy right now. Not only that, but I'd like to do more research into current gaming news and stuff like that, so, as well as refreshing myself on the ins and outs of the podcast itself. So, with that in mind, I'm going to leave it here for today and be back on Saturday, since tomorrow is Friday and Friday is my day off. And what I'll probably do tomorrow is do a bunch of research on Baptiste to see exactly how I'm supposed to be playing him, because I'm really not sure at the moment on what I'm supposed to be doing with him. It's kind of annoying. I don't get it. So I'd like to figure that out before the next stream. So hopefully I can have a bit more fun with him. Because then I'll know what to do, you know? It's frustrating not really knowing what to do, I find. People seem to be getting a lot more healing than I am. Even if I focus entirely on healing, I tend to not do much, and I don't get it. So I'll figure it out and be back on Saturday with some more. The podcast tonight will be at 1 a.m. GMT, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, America, 8 p.m. Central, I think, 7 p.m. Mountain, 6 p.m. Pacific. That's across Americas. It'll essentially be in 8 hours from now? Yeah, about that. So look out for that if you're interested in that. I will be tweeting out a link and whatnot to watch it on my Twitter. So if you follow me on Twitter, you can find me that way. But yeah, thanks everybody. Sorry for a shorter stream. I got a bit of a headache today as well that I had yesterday and is still lingering around, so that's kind of wearing me down a bit as well. So I'll see y'all later. I'll see if I can figure out better sub badges as well at the moment. I think the ones that we have at the moment, not quite right. They got too much detail for their size. So I'm going to simplify them a bit and hopefully improve the readability of them in terms of the visuals. So yeah, look out for that as well. In the meantime, I'll go ahead and host someone. Let's see. Boss Beardman, I think. Yeah. Laters. Have a good evening and all that. I think I'll have a nap.